Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What up? This is Shan, and this is Cozy Womb Podcast. This is Ari. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, Anya.
Hi.
What up?
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
Just saying, y'all. There's a movie on Netflix that y'all need to watch as moms. It's called Mother and Child. It was made in 2009. It just randomly popped up on the first screen. I'm just like, what is this about? And I haven't left where I am in my living room at the side of the couch since it started. It's so good. So many layers. It's an onion peeling back layers. Peeling it back. But let's get into this episode. What's up? This is Cozy Womb Podcast, and this is episode 74, Kids and Car Seats. I mean, if you don't have a van or a truck, what do you do with 3 car seats or more? I don't know. I struggle with a car and 2 car seats. You know what I'm saying? And don't let there be, my nephews want to come ride. That means I can only have both of them in the car and me driving and then the 2 girls. It's hard having 2 car seats in a car. When I had my truck, it was kind of easier. I had a Honda CRV because there was more room with them away from me, which I loved, and they had more room for their feet to where they weren't touching the seat, and room in between. So I did like that. Also, the the car seats could move separately, which was good if you wanted to not have them sit so upright. Sometimes if they wanted to fall asleep and you have to worry about their head hanging too hard forward or to the side, because then they might end up with a crick in their neck. So I did enjoy that. But car seats is just so important for young babies to be in the car seat correctly. I remember having small arguments back and forth with Arya's dad about how her car seat was in his car versus how I put it in my car, and it's smarter to not have it facing forward when they're so young. And if you have it facing forward, it's better to have it either behind the seat. So let's say if somebody hits you from the back, the child is not ejected to the front window. But at the same time, if you have those extra metal restraints in the back of the seat on the dash, in the back of the dash, I buckle her car seat in there, Arya's, and I buckle it from the back, and I make sure it's really tight from the back. Her restraints go over her shoulder and snap in the front. She does not know how to unbuckle it yet. Yay, because a lot of kids, they watch you so much that they learn to unbuckle their seatbelt very young, and so she doesn't do that. She's not that bad in the car seat. She just doesn't like sitting in there for more than an hour or so without stopping and getting out, because she's gonna have a problem. But for the most part, she's pretty good about the car seat. I buckle the bottom part into the buckle so she can't release it. And she has leg room because she's kind of short. Anya, on the other hand, she's 5. She weighs about, I want to say, 46 pounds. And she's long, like she's really tall. So she couldn't fit in the car seat for like 3-year-olds. So I had to get her like a high booster seat. So that's what she has. And it's really lightweight, which I love. It has a little drawer on it. But, she gets out of that thing with the quickness. The other day I was on the highway and she unbuckled herself while I was driving on the highway. Arya was buckled in her seatbelt and she chose to sit in the middle of the car seat in the back by herself and buckle herself. And I'm just like, Anya, I am on the highway of 285. I cannot stop in the middle lane and, get you right now, but you cannot come out of your car seat while I'm driving. Like, that's dangerous. Like, I had no clue she sat in the middle until she was like, Mom, I'm in the middle. Don't worry, I have my seatbelt on. I'm not worried about the fact that you got your seatbelt on. I'm worried about the fact that you felt like it was okay for you to get out of your seat, your car seat, and sit in the middle when you have a whole car seat. Aria's in her car seat, and you thought it was okay for you to get out the car seat. Another time that she got out her car seat was on my way home from the grocery store. She chose to come out of her car seat and stand up and dance. We were at the light before I turned down my street, but at the same time, what if there was a cop in back of me? Like, girl, you trying to get me a ticket? You trying to get me locked up? So she does things without thinking. She does things without asking, and she, thinks she could do what she wants. So I do have to nip that in the bud. But a lot of parents really don't understand the importance of having your child in the seatbelt correctly. A lot of parents think, oh, I'm just going down the street real quick, just sit back. No, put them in the seatbelt. And I see a lot of kids who are not sitting down in the back seat and standing up in a car that's moving. And a lot of people act like that's okay, and that's not okay. Because if you're the safest driver in the world, that's cool. But the thing about driving, you gotta watch the person in front of you, the person to the side of you, and check your rear view mirrors for who's driving up and back of you. Because a lot of these people in Atlanta like to ride your bumper. And you don't know when somebody might hit you from the back and drive off. That's just not safe. Kids, if they are 12 and under, need to be sitting in the back. If they are short at age 12, chances are they need to sit in the back. If they are lightweight, not the heaviest, at age 12, chances are they need to sit in the back. I remember not being able to sit in the front of my dad's car until I was 14. And it felt weird because I was always told I had to sit in the back. You know what I'm saying? Safety, as far as a lot of kids die from not being buckled properly in a seatbelt. A lot of kids die from not having the proper seatbelt or the proper car seat, or the car seat being fastened in enough to where it doesn't move at least an inch side to side. A lot of people don't check for that. They just think because they have a car seat and it's in the car, it's cool. No, check for it. Make sure when you take those turns, it don't shift. I remember when Ari was really young and me and her dad was sharing a car seat. Why? Because he felt like, oh, we only need one car seat, but we don't live together. We're not together, and you have a car and I have a car. We need to have our own car seats. So we were sharing car seats for a while. So sometimes I would get her and I would put the car seat in the car and forget to buckle it in. Sometimes he'll put the car seat in the car, and because I'm moving the car seat in and out, because it was easier to not take her out the car seat and just take her off of the little bottom part and just leave it in the truck. I didn't get to leave it in the truck all the time because we were sharing it. So sometimes he would have it or he would forget it, and it was just so annoying. Parents out there, if you are not parents yet or you're going to be new parents, if you and your spouse, you and your boo, you and the other parent have separate cars, y'all need your own car seat. Because that base, when a child is young, is very important. That base is going to save you on those early mornings when you're rushing and you may forget. That base is going to save you so you don't have to keep buckling the whole car seat every time you take it in and put it in the car. Just get your own car seat, okay? Get your own diaper bag so you don't be like, oh, you forgot the bag, or you forgot the bag. Save yourself. I'm telling you, these are tips. I'm being honest. What else about the car seat? Yeah, now we'll have to pull over on the highway sometimes, realizing that the bottom of her seat is not buckled when she was really young. Now, I just keep her car seat in my car. she sits behind my passenger seat, and I use the extra buckle at the back dashboard to fasten her seatbelt in so it does not move. Anya, she's still in the booster seat, and I just, she puts on her own seatbelt, and I make sure it's across her chest, not behind her, because when I brake, I need the top of her to sit back, and I need the bottom of her to sit back. So, yeah, that's the kind of seat she's in. It gives her room. You can adjust the top half, so when her head moves back and forth, she has like padding at the side. For Ari, I can adjust her car seat, but she's short, so I won't have to do that anytime soon. What I do adjust on there now is her belt in her car seat. So I adjust that to be a little bit higher since she's growing a little bit. Her dad's car seat, he sits her in the middle. And I would hope that he fastens the back buckle to the back dashboard. But he sits her in the middle. But at the same time, he drives an Audi, and he has 2 teenagers that sit on either side whenever they go out, I guess. So I mean, it makes sense. But I hope that it's fastened to where, it doesn't move. And I hope he continuously checks her belt in the car seat to make sure it's, tight enough, but not too tight. And a lot of parents, if you put on your child's coat, and you buckle them in the seatbelts, just check for that room. It should be big, loose enough for 2 fingers. That's it. If it's more than 2 fingers, then it's too loose. 2 fingers on each shoulder. Also, blankets. Be mindful of blankets and small babies. If you could fit a blanket under them while they're under their car seat, and also fit more than 2 fingers under their seatbelt in their car seat, it's too loose. So be mindful of that. You don't ever want them to slip out their car seat and fall, or slip out their car seat and, the car seat shifts or whatever. Because when they're really small, everything on them is tender. Their head, their arms, their legs, everything. So you don't want any accidents to happen point blank, period. But at the same time, you don't want them to get hurt. What else can I say about car seats? I hate cleaning car seats. I hate cleaning crumbs out of there. When it gets dirty with juice, or when it gets wet, it's gross. Or let's say if the kids have an accident on themselves and you gotta wash the car seat parts, and if you ever had to pull off the cloth part of a car seat, you gotta remember where that shit goes when you have to put it back. And you have to put it back sometimes in a certain way, in a certain step, in order to get the pieces back on there correctly. So I just washed Arya's new car seat for the first time 2 weeks ago, and such a relief. When I go vacuum out the car, I usually do it before I go pick them up from school and daycare, because when they're in there, I feel like I'm missing crumbs that I could be cleaning out my seat because they're in the way. So I try to do it before I pick them up. But I feel so relieved. I feel like I get like a life cleanse when I vacuum out my car and vacuum their car seats, because they're always storing trash. They're always storing crumbs, chip paper, what else? Fruit, snack paper. They got crumbs behind their actual car seat. How? I don't know. I don't buy them fast food, so I'm never worried about old French fries in my car. I'm never worried about, just like cook food being in my car, because I really try to limit that. But we do, when we're on the go, eat like crackers in the car, or we have like chips if I'm going to the grocery store and I just need them to chill out. Or we'll have like pretzels I keep in the front seat. Like my passenger seat, because it's just me and them, is for snacks, my bag, wipes. What else is my front seat is for? coupons, magazines. That's what my front seat is for, and so that's what you'll find in my front seat. But kids in these car seats, man, just make sure they're in there correctly. Check. Please check the car seat for recalls on the car seat, because they do make a lot of new car seats back to back to back, and sometimes the parts on car seats may be faulty. So always check the model number and if there's any recalls on car seats. Car seats are supposed to last, I want to say, a year or a little over a year, and then they recommend that you get a different car seat. I saved Anya's old Costco car seat. It was like a convertible car seat. I think it was like $17. I got it from like Walmart. And when my cousin had her second son, she asked me if I had an extra car seat, and I had it. Wasn't nothing wrong with it, but they just recommend that you replace it after a certain time just to avoid any issues with the car seat. But for Anya now, I'm not saving her booster seat for Ari. For Ari, she's good with the car seat she has, because she's not growing any taller anytime soon. Her weight is pretty much what it's going to be right now, and her car seat's fine. I'm not having any issues with her car seat. Anya's car seat, the cushion part, I may try to replace, because she just pulled off like the latches on it, and when she sits in it, the cloth part moves at the bottom, and I just like for them to have tidy things and not sloppy things, so I may exchange that part. But for the most part, they're good with their car seats. I don't have to use like a mat for Ari's car seat, because it sits, my seats in the back are like cloth, so it sits still. Anya's car seat sits still. I do love the fact that she has a little drawer under there, but I always have to check. Let me tell you, 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and 6-year-olds, they're always trying to sneak something into the car and sneak something out of the car that they shouldn't have. So always check their car seats, check behind their car seats. They're always going into your stuff behind your seat, so just be mindful of that. I had to move a few things around, but I always keep snacks in my car. But please, people, check your car seats. There's so many different options for car seats. I will say, if you can find like a all-in-one car seat, or a car seat that grows with the child, buy it. If you can get, what I've learned with my second child is the big stroller is not going to help you. The stroller that's going to help you is a stroller where you can, I forgot what it's called. It's a Graco where you just sit the car seat on top of it. I gave it to my brother for his last baby girl. You sit the car seat on top of it, and it turns into a stroller. Very lightweight, easy to fold up, fits in any trunk. My friends, when I had Anya, got me a jogger stroller. I love that stroller, okay? But as far as space and trunk space, the only trunk that successfully sat in comfortably was my Honda CR-V, because I no longer have my Honda CR-V, and I have a Mazda, which is a 4-door vehicle. It's a car. It was not fitting in my trunk, and I'm just like, you know what? Ari really doesn't need all this stroller. I don't have time to go jogging. It's not that serious. I've had it for the last 4.5 years. It's time for somebody else to enjoy this. But I enjoy my time with it. When it's Halloween, I love going out with that stroller. But people, save yourself and get a smart car seat. And a smart car seat is one that can grow with the child, one that can successfully sit in the back of your car safely. Your child is comfortable. You're comfortable knowing that the car seat is back there. Like I said, if it's 2 parents in a home or 2 parents around taking the child back and forth, get your own car seat and get your own diaper bag. Save yourself the chaos, okay? That is all I have to say about kids and car seats. Y'all be great. I am out. I am ready to start this week because it's coming whether I like it or not. Y'all be great. And this is Cozy Boom. Later. Later, later, later.
Good night, good night, good night, good night.